Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shenanigans. You're walking through the woods when a disembodied voice calls out, "Hold there! You are entering Bugbaria, and you must pay the crossing tribute fines."
What crossing?
You're crossing the threshold to Bugbaria.
Oh, you need to mark it, mate.
I'm marking it right now with my voice.
How much?
A gold a person.
All right.
I don't have a gold.
Then
All right.
you cannot enter.
I'll give you a gold. I'll give you.
Okay. Here, who give me a gold?
But what if instead of entering, we just leave on the other side of this territory?
No, you can't cross through the territory. Pay the gold or turn back now.
Right.
What does it mean to go through a territory? Yeah. Around the territory.
Around the territory is good. That's fine. Yeah.
Where is it?
Around
Where do you draw that line?
You're entering it right now. You're on the line.
Wait,
Oh, okay. I'll take a step backwards.
Good sir.
I'm sorry. I can't understand any of you. You're all talking at the same time. And it's really hard to hear you in this bush I'm hiding in. I mean, this undisclosed location I'm in. One at a time, please.
Good sir, do you if someone were to not have a gold piece but to have silver and copper, would you be able to make change in different ways? Or if
No.
they had platinum?
No. It's one gold or nothing. I mean, look, the last time we allowed people to pay in silver or copper, some jackass came with 100 copper pieces and threw them all over the grass, and we had to pick them up and count them out one by one. So now we just
That's
say
10
one gold
gold.
coin.
All right. Buck's gonna take out a gold and throw it out.
I'm gonna take out a piece of copper and throw it out.
Okay, you throw a copper out there. Buck, what did you do?
Threw a gold out there.
You throw a gold just sort of into the field. Okay, what about the rest of you?
I don't have any gold coins, literally.
Yo ho! I've paid. Now I go.
You
further
haven't all
in.
paid. I've got my eyes on you.
Well, but
I haven't
I've
entered.
paid.
I'm
These
taking
guys
a step
These guys
backwards.
are hanging back.
I'm taking 2 steps backwards.
I
Am I
take
out of
2
your
steps
territory
forward.
yet?
Yeah,
How far
that's
back do
fine.
you have to be to get out? All right.
Okay.
You
but
should
make
draw
sure
a line here.
you take one
Draw a
step
line.
forward since you made 2 steps backwards.
Oh, okay. Good thinking.
That's how
I'm once everybody quiets down a bit, I'm gonna say, are you sure that we're in Bugbaria? Because this to me looks like the mindfuck zone. I throw down a smoke bomb and I'll go, a place where magic happens all around, where a tiny little cat, and I'll hold out Mephistopheles, can turn into a deadly tiger, and I'll throw down another smoke bomb and have her turn into a full tiger.
The disembodied voice is like,
Does that happen in Bugbaria?
oh my god, where did that tiger come from? Pets are extra.
They're not extra in the mindfuck zone.
You can hear some disembodied whispering in Goblinoid, back and forth. And then the voice calls out again. That was pretty good. How'd you do that? I know. Hold on. The big cat was under your cloak all along. And the little one you just hit again, right?
A 20th level wizard never reveals his secrets.
I don't know. All right. So you've all paid your gold?
Sure.
No, I think you haven't. You in the orange jumpsuit.
Oh, I don't have any money.
Then
Can I
you
please
can't
come
come.
in? Please.
No, you can't enter. Only those who
Okay.
pay the crossing fee.
All right, I'll wait here.
See, standing out.
See you back, Shenanigans.
All right.
No, it's just a disembodied voice.
I'll take another copper and I'll throw it. I'll throw another copper for him.
Okay, let's see if the bugbears can distinguish copper from gold at this distance. Because they're very similar colors. No. So 2 coppers and a gold piece have been thrown out thus far.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And a magical reappearing, disappearing tiger / cat. All right. The disembodied voice calls, "Good, you've paid your fees. Now continue forward. And just know you've entered Bugberia."
There's no cost in going out, is there?
No, you can leave
right.
for free.
Do you guys have tourism in Bugberia?
What's that?
Never mind.
Tourism is where people pay to come visit someplace.
I think
Isn't
that's
that what you're doing right now?
Yeah.
I think we're tourists.
I guess we
we're
are
tourists.
tourists.
Yeah.
Tour is it? I don't know these words. These are new words to me.
What sorts of attractions do you guys have here?
It's one who tours, obviously.
One who
We'll
tours.
see. Normally,
Attractions. We got a very good bush. We've got some excellent bushes.
well, think about it this way. Normally, when word gets out that you're charging people to go into Bugberia, they would stop coming, so they wouldn't get charged. Tourism is when you make them want to go to Bugberia and happy to pay you.
I mean, if it costs money to get inside, it has to be good.
Why else would you charge?
Yeah.
All right, yes, we are starting tourism now. How do we do
attractions
it?
do you have? Well, you need places in Bugberia for people to visit. They
You
go,
don't want-
"Oh, that's a good place to visit." Then they visit it. Then they go, "I'm glad I visited it." Then they leave.
What
don't wanna-
about the talking bush? It's a magic bush that talks to you.
If you
Ooh,
can trick them, yeah.
Yeah?
I think it's the magic bush.
Well, why don't you all walk forward and then go to your walk forward 100 feet and go to your right 10 feet and you'll see a big bush, but you can't touch it or look inside of it, but it'll talk to you.
No.
Do you have
For the
merchandise?
small price of 10 gold, we will take you to the magic bush.
You have a magic bush?
No. This is how you sell it. It's got to be an exclusive thing. Yeah.
Not a tourist destination unless you have merchandise.
The fuck is
Yeah, what's-
merchandise?
Hey, well-
Objects you want to sell, useless objects you sell to people. Just say, "I visited Bugberia."
Yes, like stuffed teddy bugbears.
Yeah.
Mm.
People can go, "Oh, I got this." And then you need a mascot if you're really going to do Bugberia right.
Then they tell their friends about the Bugberia, and
One of you could
Yeah,
dress
friends
up in a bugbear costume and greet the children.
This all sounds. People will pay us.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
yes.
it's a tourist destination.
That's all right. So, what do we do?
Step 1, you need an attraction. Step 2, things to sell them.
Well, we got a magic talking bush.
I think you just do what you do now. We'll bring people here, and then you just ask for the gold. Like you don't have to do anything more different than what you're doing right now.
I think
And
they need
you'll
a
bring people.
bush-themed bar and restaurant.
Mm.
Or just the bush. We could just bring people here, and they just ask for money.
All right, so you bring people here.
Shoot.
We ask them for money, and they pay us money.
But you
Yeah.
need to have an attraction.
Other than the bit, you need more than 2. You need.
Let's see your magic
What
bush.
else do you
Let's see
got?
your magic bush.
All right, let's look at the magic bush.
Yeah.
Walk forward 100 feet and go to your right, and you'll see a big bush.
Okay. I'll do
Is
it.
that it? Oh no, that's left. Oh right, you're right.
Yeah, you walk forward 100 feet, you go to the right 10 feet, and you hear a voice calling, no, you're on the right, I mean, I guess,
Oh.
your left.
Okay, so build a little walkway for when we come back. Build a little trail.
A trail to the bush.
That's
And
right.
as you approach the bush, you can tell it's just this bugbear in a bush calling out to you. It's not a magic bush. It's the bugbear in the bush.
Well, yeah.
And you need a talking bush themed restaurant and bar.
That's right.
What if we put the bar between this bush and the bush you're at and the next bush, and we call it Between Two Bushes? And that's the name of the bar.
What if we built a bar out here, guys? Get Bob to build a bar for these.
Yeah, he'd do that.
Bob
There's
build
fire here.
bar.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get Bob out here. If we get a human construction worker, is that fine for you guys?
Yes.
So what we're going to do to make this an attraction is we're going to set up a series of signs about every 100 feet saying 600 feet to Buellton. I mean, to Bugberia. And then there'll be another one that says 500 feet to Bugberia and whatever the name of the restaurant is. Until we finally get to the last one that says Bugberia Talking Bush Restaurant Next Exit. This builds anticipation.
Sounds great. Bring them on in.
Right.
And make sure everyone pays their fees.
Yeah. No attacking the builders.
As long as they pay their fees.
All right.
You're going to need a mascot.
I don't have any masks.
One of you that looks like a bugbear. But a friendly bugbear.
Turn around.
All right. I turn around.
Okay, turn around.
I was already turned around.
There's some rustling noises, and then a regular bugbear voice says, "Oh, behold, the bugbear!"
Whoa, that was like magic.
It's a good start, but you need to be child friendly. What about if you wore bib overalls, but one of the straps was undone?
Like sexy overalls?
No,
That's
just
not
sort of
child-friendly.
friendly.
No.
You can have like a straw hat.
Yeah. You kind of kicked out your legs while you walked. Woohoo!
Okay. And that'll help bring people in.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Overalls with a straw hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait. I'm assuming as mighty hunters, you hunt and kill many animals.
Yeah, totally. All the time.
What if in the Talking Bush restaurant, there was a wall that just had all these mounted animal heads? And behind them, where people couldn't see, was another room where people could, where
Two
you could,
rooms?
like reach in behind, you could be behind the head and you could reach in and move the head's mouth like a puppet, and you could have them say things and they could tell corny jokes in a child-friendly sort of way with goofy voices, like a whole show.
Like what? Give me an example of a corny joke. I don't know what you mean.
Well, it could be like a human walked into a bar. The human said, ouch. A bugbear walked into a bar. The bar says, ouch.
Oh, I think I get it.
Yeah.
I think so.
Or you could have like a mounted deer head. And you could have like two other animals. And say like, you could say they were like the mounted heads of like a married couple, and one of them could call the other one deer. Say, hey dear, and then the deer head can go, what, are you talking to me? Just,
He's talking about
have
role
to be
playing.
funny. It just has to be things that children will find amusing for no reason.
So what did one muffin say to the other muffin?
I don't know.
Not even knowing the punchline, I think that's exactly
Muffins
the sort
can't
of thing.
speak. They said, a talking muffin.
Yeah, you already know that one. All right, well, we'll come up with some corny jokes, and we'll build a. I'll build a trail to the magic talking bush. Don't talk to it now, though. It's tired. It needs to sleep.
All right. Yeah. And you got to mark where your land starts so people know where to pay their toll properly.
Right, I thought that's what the signs were for, right?
Yeah. We'll get the sounds.
Okay.
I forgot.
Yeah. Well, you should turn around again, guys.
If we're gonna make these signs, and I do have paper and pen and ink, I'll draw a goofy, child-friendly version of him with the straw hat and bib overall. That's like one of the straps is undone.
He looks at it and nods. Okay, we can go raid a town and get some overalls. All right, I think there's another town
Don't get too
nearby.
much blood on him,
Village.
though. That's not very child-friendly.
All right, well, we'll go kill a bunch of farmers and take the
Or-
best pair of overalls.
If you do get blood on it, carry around a hot dog with a bunch of ketchup on it, and people will just assume you spilled it all over your overalls. You could add some mustard on the overalls, too.
Is that how you avoid detection of blood on your clothing? Just carry around a bottle of ketchup?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like Bergshire even has a sheriff at the moment.
They don't?
No.
Are you? Oh, great. Well, we'll get some overalls real quick then.
Yeah, there hasn't been a sheriff in there for like months.
Before you guys go, you guys should make some flyers and kind of throw them around.
Fuck's a flyer. Is that a bird?
Let's
I
make
can't
some
make
flyers
birds.
for these guys.
Yeah.
I've got
Basically, pieces of paper that say "Visit Bugberia" and give us
Paper?
money. For,
Yeah.
We don't have any paper. What do you think we are? We don't need no stinking papers.
None of you here are... I'll say to the rest of the party, none of you here are druids, are you?
that
Well,
was me.
we got a
That was
druid
last
nearby, and he claims to be the sheriff of town
Well,
and the fire marshal.
if you have a druid, then you'll use Animal Messenger and start a Twitter campaign.
Oh yeah, we'll go talk to the druid. We'll do it.
Yeah. Busy will say yeah to that.
All right, we'll
It's going
stop
to be
by
a
on the way
pleasure to
back.
work with you.
See how progress is going.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys can leave the bugbear
And
with a fairly successful attempt to make a tour group here. So we've got Bugberia is being added to the list of places.
Yeah. It's going to be on the tour.
Bugberia. Perfect. Excellent. And they are going to create a bar with a magic talking bush nearby.
Yes,
Sounds good.
a bush themed bar.
With
Right.
sock puppets in the wall that they can put on shows with.
Yes. Sock with puppets.
Well, not sock puppets so much as mounted heads.
Yeah, what do you call them? Stuffed animal puppets?
Yes,
Sort of.
hopefully stuffed animals, and not like a stuffed kobold head or.
And they're going to go raid Bergshire.
Yeah, they're going to go kill some farmers in Bergshire to get some overalls.
Yeah.
Because you've just told them that it's an unguarded town.
Yeah.
That's all right. It's only the innocents that'll suffer. You guys will be fine.
It's okay.
All right. Let's go to Halliburton, where who are you make us look like saints in comparison.
Okay. You guys can continue on your way and arrive at the old abandoned church. You can see that it's been patched up. The outside is it's got this new white-walled plaster all over it. It looks super sturdy and structurally sound. The roof's been entirely repaired. There's a big sign outside that says Helly's Burton. And there are small fires burning along the edge of the building just to show you how fireproof it really is. And out front is an older gentleman. He's got a large belly, salt and pepper hair, It's got a bit of an accent, and he gives you a wave. Hey there, everyone.
I've got gray hair too.
Same.
Whoa. Way to bring up a sensitive subject on the first interaction, new person. Gotta comment on the hair, of course.
I think it looks quite nice.
Thank you. Well, I'm Richard, and welcome to Helly's Burton, the inflammable building company.
Richard, 2 syllables, kind of a long name. Is there like a 1-syllable 4-letter thing we could call you?
You can call me Uncle Dick.
All right, Uncle Dick.
Yep.
Did you get this land at a good price here? I'm curious why you took over this abandoned church. It's now
Location's a bit out of town.
It's a little bit out.
Well, it's a trade secret, you see. You know, this guy's supposed to have a bit of an accent here. You know, there's a secret to the place that we built here. It's got some unusual qualities about it that make it the ideal place for a fire retardant building company. Great testing market.
Okay.
Or testing facilities.
Well, we've got a challenge for you. You know the fire pit to hell in Bergshire?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought so. We need to build a gift shop over it. 1 floor above, 1 floor in it.
That sounds doable. It'll be expensive.
I charged it to Desmond. He said he'd pay for it.
How much?
And because this is a tourist attraction and people need to be able to observe hell, in the floor, we need a trap door and a button that we can push. And this trap door should be, I look them over a bit, let's say 5 by 5.
A 5x5 trapdoor?
Yes.
Glass door? So you can see
No,
what you're standing over?
No, see, because we'll open the door. It'll look like a normal part of the floor, almost like a secret door. And then we can surprise all the tourists when we open it, and suddenly they can see directly into hell.
Oh, okay, so you don't mean a trapdoor that will open underneath someone dropping them into hell.
Oh, no, although
directly.
it'll be constructed in exactly that way. Also, we'll pay you there at the gift shop after construction is finished and we've inspected it.
5 by 5 what, though?
Whatever the floor is made of, it should be, indistinguishable from the floor.
Like a stone trapdoor. Also,
Okay,
it would be
5
nice to
stones
have,
by
like,
5 stones.
iron cage windows.
Iron cage windows, trapdoor, over the pit to hell, so it can't catch fire, so you've come to the right person. 2 stories. Do you enter through the top floor and exit through the bottom, or vice versa?
Both ways, yeah.
Both. What does that mean?
Well, so you could enter through the top or you could enter through the bottom.
Oh, okay.
They have to enter through the top, and then they have to go all the way through the shop, downstairs, and then back up another place, and then exit from another door. So that once they're inside, the only way out is to go through all the merchandise. And then they do that to get to see the trap door. Then we'll open the trap door down to hell, and they can see down into hell.
And plus, we want the people from hell to be able to come, so we need a door so the people from hell can come in.
This is hell accessible.
Well, why not?
Well, I mean,
We've got some people who can hang out at Shenanigans from hell.
maybe a key on the door, so not any.
Yeah.
You can just walk in.
Yeah. I mean, we've already got an open pit to hell. What's the difference?
But maybe, have you ever considered that maybe we're the hell? Like, it could be them from their perspective.
Maybe they're
They
just
could be visiting.
They're as scared of us as we are of them.
Yeah.
No, they're really not.
For everybody to
I've been down there before. They're not afraid of us at all.
I'll call for everybody to huddle.
Okay.
All right.
Go.
Huddle up.
Yeah.
If people up here in the mortal world would be interested in a tour that lets them see down into hell. Maybe down in hell, they would like a tour where they get to go up and see the mortal world.
I agree.
Yeah.
Double.
They'd especially like Bugberia.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think I've got some schematics here. It's probably going to cost on the order of 5,000 or 6,000 gold.
Desmond,
No problem. We will
once
pay
it's
you.
finished. Yeah.
We'll pay you with a comically large check in a Photoshop there on site.
It's a photo.
Yeah.
Magic.
It's where somebody draws a lifelike picture very quickly,
On a stone
very
slab.
hard on the wrists. Not many people draw more than one.
Got it. All right, done.
All right.
We'll start the building. You got to get the construction permits. The
no.
mayor of the town, it's a hard sell. We've been trying to get him to give us the permits to build out here for ages, and he keeps denying them. So we just went ahead to build it first anyway. Yeah, he's a short little guy. Lives in a small tower underneath a tree.
That's not the mayor.
So
Mayor-
now
Mayor
he'll have
Sanders.
to give
The
you the
mayor is Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
No,
Mayor's
not
Colonel
anymore.
Sanders.
He died.
But he was at the party.
Heart attack.
Sanders is dead?
Yep, Sanders is dead. Heart attack.
So there's no mayor, no sheriff, no fire marshal.
It's the perfect town. No regulation and no one to enforce what little regulation there is. We at Halliburton love this place. That's why we can get away with paying our construction workers 1 silver a week. Because they don't have any other choice. And
Well,
if they
that
try and
explains the
unionize, we can just fire them.
That explains the sweatshops.
I mean, who do you think is building the sweatshops? I mean, who do you think is helping stimulate the economy? You know?
I'm really confused about this whole.
I mean, at least they're
This whole
fire retardant.
yeah.
Like I'd rather have that than a flammable shop. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. We're filled with
Are
retardant
you-
everything.
Are you sure that Colonel Sanders is dead? Because I'm pretty sure I saw him last week, and he was looking pretty good, kind of like Jim Gaffigan. And then the week after, he was looking even better, like curiously like Reba McEntire even. And it just like he was trying a lot of new looks.
And he was dating again, right? I was like, he made a game of it.
Yeah.
I don't know anything that you're talking about right now. I'm not following in the slightest. But trust me, Colonel Sanders has had a heart attack. Maybe he's not dead, but he's in critical condition. And I think the kobold is in charge of everything now.
Oh.
I didn't
What
follow.
about the Baroness?
On vacation.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Well, then we shall talk to this kobold. Have no fear.
All right.
It shall be dealt with.
Mm.
We'll take care of it.
He
All right.
steps out and shakes all of your hands. Happy to be
right.
doing business with each and every one of you. You're all good people.
Mm.
And
Pleasure.
pleasure. All right. And you guys can head back to town because you got to get the permits. But then once the permits are done, it is smooth sailing from here. And the most difficult part of the task, the job is before you now. How are you going to convince a kobold to sign some paperwork and give you access to Bugberia and
Right.
to the to build a pit and everything, or the gift shop and everything?
Well, I think there's some more opportunities here.
Mm.
I guess we could teach him how to write. He probably doesn't know how to write. How is he going to sign something?
Before
have to
we even
teach-
get there, the permit, that's a given.
Yeah.
Before we get there, let's make a list of every type of shop that there are 2 of.
There's 2 blacksmiths.
Okay.
There's a seamstress and a tailor next to each other. But are they the
perfect.
same? Yeah.
Close enough.
There's an underground bar underneath Joey's, but there's also an underground bar underneath the butcher shop on the docks. So do we need 2 underground bars?
Yes, we need businesses that there are 2 of.
Yeah, well, okay, that's 2 underground bars, plus the haunted one, which makes it 3.
Okay. Let's start with the blacksmiths.
All right. Well, there's one on the east side of the square and one on the west side of the square.
Whichever one, doesn't matter. We might end up talking to both of them.
All right, you head to the first blacksmith shop. It is God damn it, that's all the wrong buttons. Sorry, these are not the right sounds to be playing. Here we go. You enter the blacksmith shop. It's technically a redsmith because we're using copper as our base ore instead of iron. So it's Red's Radical Redsmithing.
Excellent. What's the name of the other one? I'm not just being difficult. I need to know it.
The other one is... Oh, God, this is the hardest part of the entire game. I need to mark these names down. Hold on. Red's Radical Redsmithing.
Let me just look at one of the old names you gave it. That's probably got a new owner by now.
And the other one is called it's just called Sean Smith's Shop.
All right.
W or U?
Sean Smith's Shop?
Sean with a W or Sean with a U?
S-E-A-N?
Oh, that's a different Sean entirely, I was thinking of. S-E-A-N.
All right.
Got it.
All right, which one would you like to go to?
Was it Ron's Radical Red?
Red's Radical Redsmithing, although Ron's Radical Redsmithing is even better, so we're going to call it that instead.
All right.
All right.
We can go there first. It doesn't really matter. It only matters that there's 2.
Does anyone know what his plan is? I have no idea.
I love how McTacky's like completely going along with it though.
Now, do you want to see some real magic? I'm about to make gold appear. All right, so first we'll go into Ron's Radical Redsmithing.
All right, you enter. And the man behind the counter gives you a wave and says, "Hello, everybody. I'm Ron Mexico. Welcome to Ron's Radical Redsmith. What can I do for you?"
All right, not paying attention to him yet. I'm looking around at the place. Kind of a skeptical look, evaluating it, and I'll turn to the others and go, I don't know. I think Sean's might be the better shop for the tour.
Whoa there, buddy. Ron Mexico has the best redsmithing shop in town.
See, we're setting up a ghost tour, and it's our understanding that Sean has a ghost in his shop. And so, naturally...
Only the ghost of success. Because he's not very good at his job, so
Someone
it's not
the
real.
Demon killed someone in that shop once. The previous blacksmith.
That's just a legend. That never happened.
I'm pretty sure it happened.
It's just a legend. It never happened. There's no such thing as the Underdim. That's not a real place.
You smith stuff with copper, you said, right? Or bronze?
Yep.
Or...
Copper, brass, bronze, all the things. A little bit of tin, a little bit of lead.
So, what if I were to tell you that people use copper as money? What if you just made money instead of the armor?
You know, I've never thought of it that way. Usually I use money to make things. I've never considered making money out of things. I make things out of money. It's a whole new paradigm shift. You might be onto something.
That's why you're the most successful blacksmith here.
Well, there's no sheriff in town to stop that.
That sounds pretty radical.
Well, in any event, the problem is this place isn't haunted, and Sean's is. This is a ghost tour. If he doesn't have a ghost here, then we'll just have to lead all those customers to Sean's, all those large groups, and I guess they'll just have to get familiar with his place. I wonder if
Whoa,
that'll drive
whoa,
up
whoa,
the
whoa,
business.
whoa. Hold on. What's all this about going to Sean's? You don't want to go to Sean's. Sean's is a shitty place.
But it has a ghost. Your place isn't haunted, is it?
His place is only haunted by the ghost of success. I thought I made that joke already. There's no ghost over there.
The previous blacksmith got murdered. That
That's
much
not
is known.
true! That never happened. Stop
But,
spreading lies.
Can we just refer to that episode number for you?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know what an episode is.
Wasn't that Smith Sean with a W? Who was murdered, and that's how Sean with the EAN took over?
Episode
Look.
10.
Look, you guys are all starting to scare away some of the customers here. They think there's ghosts about, no one's gonna come to these shops, alright? So why don't we all just tone down the talk of ghosts? It's ridiculous.
Don't worry, no one will. We all know that there's no ghosts in your shop. That's why Sean's shop will be on the tour with hundreds of people cycling through every week, seeing his shop, hearing about his ghost stories, seeing his merchandise, spreading word of mouth. Why, whenever anyone thinks of a blacksmith in Bergshire, they're going to think of Sean's.
Wait.
No one will think about your place as being haunted. They'll probably hardly think of it at all.
What other kind of words are there except words of mouth?
Yeah, I mean, Tony the blacksmith died over there. Yeah, the
Swear to God, I'm gonna hit you in the head with a hammer if you don't quiet down about this.
But it's the truth.
He approaches you with a hammer.
What are you going to do?
it's
About
ten
He
Sir.
raises the hammer!
Sir!
Are you really serious?
I've killed before for less than this.
I look at his other customers. Look at this madman.
The other customers are beginning to walk away. They seem very off-put by his threats of murder. And he puts the hammer down. He's like, wait, no, people, he's just, that's not, please don't go. And everyone sort of wanders away to Sean's Smith shop.
See, if you had a ghost, though, might be a better turnout.
What if I was possessed by the spirit of a mass murderer and that's why I made threats?
That could work, but then we'd have two different places that are haunted. How would we decide which blacksmith to put on the tour?
Well, they're redsmiths, but yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know what could possibly influence us to put one smith on the tour and not the other, and drive hundreds, perhaps even thousands each year customers.
Thousands of customers, you say?
A year.
Yes.
Some of them from alternate dimensions.
Yes. One smith is going to receive this as part of the ghost tour. The other, they'll just be left out. But how would we decide which one if they're both haunted?
Well, the more haunted one, of course. Because no one died over at that place. But this shop. A young boy drowned in the oil barrel that I used to quench swords.
You
His
drowned a
name-
boy?
I didn't drown a boy. He did it on his own. And then, years later, his mother went mad and started killing people. And then she was killed. And now the boy is back. And he's murdering people. And his mother's spirit sometimes takes over people in the audience.
I was about to say, that didn't sound like a haunting. That sounded like a serial killer.
No, because they're all dead now. The mother died and the boy died a few times, and now it's just someone gets possessed every now and then. It's very spooky.
See, that sounds pretty good, but the other one is pretty good too. I just don't know what could influence us to pick one shop over the other. If only there was some sort of thing that made us pick one shop over the other.
Well, I think it would be reasonable that if there could be a finder's fee of 10% for any goods sold by increased traffic in this direction.
I turn to the others. Do you think, I don't know, guys, do you think we could really just sacrifice the integrity of the tour for a mere 10%?
What do you mean? This thing's way better than the bugbears.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
I mean, I don't know. Isn't Sean talking like 15?
Yeah, Sean was talking like 45.
No, 15. Don't be silly.
No, he said 45.
15 3 times, and it seemed like 45 to you.
Which adds
Well,
up.
what-
Oh, yeah.
But if we just 50-50 split profits from
Or
increased traffic through here.
or even better, a 15-15 split.
What?
Don't mind him. He's a paladin.
15, we get 15.
Yeah. Remember, it was a fire paladin who killed the last blacksmith. So, yeah.
Fit. But what about the
Out
other
of 30.
15%?
It's out of 30.
15 out of 30% split. That'll work for you guys? You don't want to go to Sean's. He's a shitty smith. It should say Sean's Shitty Smith Shop.
Sean Shitty Smitty?
Sean Smitty's Shitty Smithy.
Shit.
Yeah, something like that.
I'll lean over. I don't know, guys. I mean, he seems like a really astute bargainer, driving us hard with a deal like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was threatening us with the hammer just a couple seconds ago.
Yeah. Although
He's
maybe
playing
that could
hardball,
be
isn't he?
part of the tour. Maybe he could scare people as part of the tour.
Put him in like a spooky mask and he can chase people around with a hammer.
I don't think
out
he
in
needs
the
a
streets.
mask, even.
You know, I wonder. I mean, if he was gonna have, if he would tell the stories about the ghosts, and then if there was like a child that was, you know, sort of dressed up and would burst out of the barrel of water. But I mean, we don't have the resources to set up that, so I guess that's just a no-go.
Yeah.
Well, what if instead we just did an upfront finder's fee? Just a flat upfront fee of 500 gold. And then I keep all the profits, and that way you guys can set everything up and get paid today.
He's offering to pay for it. We could set up the kid in the barrel.
Yeah.
That would pay for the setup costs, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how much does the
Deal.
kid get paid for barrel work? I mean, I guess that's probably like.
But it's not
It
the
is a
town's not
copper
regulated
cost.
anymore.
Yeah, the children work for free. They're just happy to have something to do.
Yeah.
I guess we could. I don't know. Do you think we should go talk to Sean and see what he's willing to give?
Well,
us?
yeah, we've got to make sure that he hasn't going to one up this offer right now.
Don't be ridiculous. Sean's a simpleton.
Well, I don't know. He had the episode of 10 story connection. You don't.
Well, I done my best. I made my best offer.
Sounds great.
Guys, I really like him. Do you think we could cut him this deal? Take the 500.
I don't know. He tried to kill him. He was going to kill me with a hammer.
But he did.
But like I said, that could be
Oh,
part
he
of the
didn't.
tour.
Yeah, he didn't, though. Yeah.
And that
Yeah,
could
good
be
point.
part of the tour. He could chase somebody around with a hammer. We could get a volunteer from the audience, and he could chase them. You know what? You drive a hard bargain, but I think we'll take you up on this. I feel like you really took advantage of us, but I just like you so much.
Thank you. I'm much better than Sean.
About you.
Well, I've been wrong. Mexico's the sort of man everyone likes to party with. You know? Couldn't you see yourself partying with Ron Mexico? Such a good name.
You know,
You're supposed to say something.
When I think going on vacation to party I do think Mexico.
And I do think Ron.
Ron's a good partier.
Yeah. All right, we've got a deal. We'll shake hands with him.
All right. He shakes on the agreement, and you now have another stop on your tour.
And he gives us 500 gold.
And he will give you 500 gold as well, which you can split between the four of you. That's what, 125 each? Yes, I can do math.
Oh, I can pay to go visit the park now.
What do we call this place? Ron's Radical Redsmithing.
It's not going to fit on the map, Neal. You made the name too long. It's not going to fit on the map.
It's okay.
All right.
Can we hire?
You want us to play out doing the same thing with the seamstress and the tailor?
So you want to have all of these be like stops on the tours?
I'm just saying, any shop that there's two of, we can keep going to one and saying we're probably going to have the other one up.
Well,
But then there'd be more than two. We already have two things on the stop already. I think that's good enough. Then it wouldn't be two; it'd be 4, and 6 and 8. Can't have that.
Well, that makes it more dynamic, more interesting.
Yes.
Also,
And see,
you're gonna need some reason for people to come here. If the smith shop is haunted, that's a good reason. But why should anyone ever go to like the seamstress? Why is that even a stop on the tour?
because it's also haunted.
It is.
Well, I'm sure by the time we finish talking to them, it will be.
All right, Neal, check your PM.
My PMs. What is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
All right.
Okay.
Good.
So if we want to speed this along, we can do charisma checks to see how successful you guys are. Each of you can take on one business and make one charisma check to determine if you can exploit them terribly.
right.
So what are the places that you want to exploit?
Well, there's 3 bars in town: Shenanigans, Butcher Shop, and.
Are you really going to try and send them to a bar
Joey's.
other than Shenanigans?
You
Yeah,
better
we're not going to do that.
Okay. Well, there's the underground casinos underneath Joey's, and there's.
But like,
one
what places do you have to? Are there 2 of that you need to like
Yeah,
coordinate?
but there's two casinos. One's under Joey's and one's under the Butcher Shop.
I'll do the casinos.
There's a casino under the butcher shop?
Yeah.
There's a butcher shop?
It's not the Butcher Shop. It's called the Butcher Shop on the docks. The lesbian bar.
Oh, right. But there's no... Underneath the bar is water. There's no casino under there.
There was one.
No.
racing.
Wasn't there something once upon a time, but the whole area is flooded now?
No, that
seem
was
to-
near it.
I
That
don't think
describes
there's...
the whole town, Neal.
That's true. I don't think there are 2 casinos. I think there was one casino and it got shut down.
You had one under Joey's, which was cockfighting, and then you had one under the Butcher Shop, which was dogfighting.
They're all...
The dogfighting one was flooded, yes, but it's been a year, so it's probably unflooded by
These are
now.
casinos. They're just pits.
They're just pits with animals that fight each
People
other.
bet on them. People bet on them.
Sure. All right. I don't think
and
either of these.
and the back door is a haunted one, but no one owns it at the moment.
Right. So I think the dogfighting ring under the butcher shop on the pier is permanently flooded and forever closed. And the cockfighting ring under Joey's is not accessible to you guys because they don't like out of towners. It's only for locals.
I don't know. In episode 3, the party went there.
That was many. You can't expect everything. Just because something happened in the past doesn't mean it's going to happen in the future. Any other places that you want to add that you might need to do the repartee with?
I mean, the Red Rooster is an obvious stop on the tour, but that doesn't mean that we can't still get them to pay us to put it on the tour.
All right, so you want to try adding the Red Rooster? You want to what do we call it?
Well, it was a haunted mansion.
You want to
A Scooby-Doo style haunted mansion.
yes, get them to pay you to add to the tour. What else? What other places than Red Rooster do we want to just quickly do with charisma checks?
The tailoring versus the seamstress is a clear one.
All right. Okay.
Could we go Paula's Pie Post versus Candy's Candies? I mean, unfortunately, Candy is the proprietor of like those two side-by-side shops, so that doesn't work so well. But he's
Paula's
not
different
Paula.
from Candy.
Paula
Yeah.
and Candy are separate peoples.
Yeah.
But Candy had two shops, I think, didn't she? That we
No,
went
that's
to?
Tammy's Tailoring and Bannon's Blankets and Banners.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Those are the
Yeah.
ones that are both owned by Tammy Bannon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Paula's Pie Post versus Candy's Candy could be a
Okay.
good.
Candy versus pie, because those are both sweets.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that is 3. I need one more, so each of you can have a place to go talk to. What's one more something that you might need to negotiate with?
I don't know. Could we shake down the library?
Well, what, the old
The
library, or the
library
new
on a
library?
tour?
Because I mean, there's the old library and there's the new library. Because the old library is run by the temple of Guam, the knowledge god, and then there's the secular one.
I mean, that was like literally the first ghost in Ghostbusters was a librarian.
Mm.
Okay.
That's
So
the old-
library versus what?
The other library, the old library and the new library. The new library is secular.
The
old library is run
library
by
versus the
temple.
church.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow,
no,
that's a hard sell, guys.
it's not
What's
it's not the temple. It's a separate building. And
Sure, but-
Pokemon-
If it's run by clerics and priests, and they're priests of knowledge, you're sort of choosing between the library and the church library, which are
Yeah.
both fascinating locations to send people to on your tour. So,
Well, it could
who
be
wants?
haunted.
If they're haunted, they are.
yeah.
All right,
But-
let's assign these out to players. Who wants to take Candy's Candy versus Paula's Pie Post?
I do.
All right, that is going to be Buck. Who wants Tammy's Tailoring versus Bannon's Blankets and Banners?
I'll take library since you seem to feel that library is an impossible task.
All right, Rob will take the library. Who wants the Red Rooster versus nothing?
I'll take that one. Yeah.
All right.
All right. I've got the Tammy vs. Bannon.
You've got Tammy versus Bannon. All
No,
right.
Tammy versus. It was Seamstress versus Taylor.
Yes.
Yeah, but they're the
yes,
same
Senior
person.
Stress Taylor. Yeah, the same
No,
person.
the banners was. I thought it was Tammy Bannon. She was.
Yeah. Well, look at the name of the shops, Rob. Look at the name of the
Yeah.
shops.
Yeah, but I'm just saying we need a place that's not
Yeah, but we don't know that.
owned by the same person.
We don't know that.
There's
totally
another
know that.
seamstress in town somewhere. We can find another seamstress. There's many.
Oh.
Yeah, we totally know that. I went and negotiated with
Oh,
her
yeah.
for the
Perfect.
party.
All right.
All right.
So we're gonna start from the top and go to the bottom. Buck, you have to convince. You've got to try and exploit Candy versus Paula. The Candy versus the pie. So before you make any rolls here, do you have anything that you think might assist you in this? Do you have any angles that you want to run? And depending on how good your angle is, we'll give you bonuses or penalties. Do you have any angles?
I mean, I was gonna go with the whole like walk in and be like, well, Candy's Candy said that they'd give us 30% to add them to the amazing tour and kind of sell the tour, describe the tour to them. And then I guess I don't have any other ones.
Okay, so you're gonna do the back and forth. They
Yeah,
said
I'm
this
gonna-
percent, they that percent. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Give me a charisma check to see what you can get out of these people.
Okay. Natural one.
They both kick you out of their places and bar you from them for life. You're no longer allowed to enter Paula's Pie Post or Candy's Candy. They work together. They're good friends, And when you start to play them against each other, they instantly know what's going on. When you're like, she said this, like, Candy would never say that. I know, we have dinner every day. Our windows open across this little walkway, and we chat through the course of the day. I know what's going on, and you're a liar, Buck Portstein. You're a liar, and I want you to know it. Never come back to my shop. And you were kicked out forever. That did not go well.
This is why he got kicked out of school, man. Stuff like this that Buck does.
All right, I'm gonna light one of these places on fire.
Which one?
Yeah, which one?
Which one gave me the good talking to?
Paula's pie post.
All right, Paula's pie post.
How are you gonna set it on fire?
With a good old flaming sphere.
There's no fire marshal anymore.
First, I'm gonna block the doors.
Okay. You close the doors.
Yep.
There are people walking around in the market.
I'm gonna go behind it.
You walk around to the back of
Somewhere
Paula's
unseen.
pie post.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then you cast a flaming sphere.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna just like slowly move around.
Like, where do you
And
put the flaming sphere? Is it like on the roof, against the walls, in a
So
window?
What
What's the
is
dealio?
unseen around here?
The back of Paula's pie post has a chimney, which connects to her oven on the inside, where she bakes for pies.
Okay.
So like a big stone chimney sticking out the backside that goes up. There's also a shed over here with logs for extra firewood. And yeah,
Okay. Could I get like a view inside?
a view inside of Paula's pie
Yeah.
post. Yeah, we can build a Paula's pie post for us right here, right now. Okay. Inside Paula's pie post, we're gonna have let's see, so the 15, 5, 10.
We still got to get the build permits because the building's undergoing.
Yep, you're gonna need permits. All right, and then we've got the big fireplace that comes up. Come on, you little bastard. That comes out like this. And this is where the fireplace would be, like that. We have a long counter that comes across here and also comes out from that end.
And this is
and then
like
we've got,
Doreen's favorite pie shop, so good luck with this too.
Yeah. And we've got tables everywhere for her to work with. It's only the one front door, but there is a window, as she mentioned, right here that talks to Candy's Candy across the way. Because there's like another like a little walkway, and then Candy's Candy is over on the right side.
Yeah, and Candy's Candy has a back room where stuff happens, unless it's extra dimensional space.
Mm-hmm. So this is the pie shop before you. Probably some like shelves over here for little things to be put on display or whatnot.
Okay. So you said there are people in the market. Are they just here?
Yeah, that's the market up there, and people just hang out,
Okay,
shopping.
so maybe I
daily
can
life.
get like an angle here and look through this window and put a flaming sphere right here.
Alrighty. In the doorway. Give me a dexterity check
Sure.
to move quietly.
14.
Excellent. Wow, you have 5 dex?
He drank
That's
the potion.
right. That's right.
He's
5
not
dex
so
and 5
good.
perception. I forgot. All right, Buck.
It's 4 perception.
4 perception? Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right, Buck. You throw in a flaming sphere. Give me a perception check at the same time as well.
Okay.
I know it's 4, but all right. You create fire in Paula's pie post, and immediately there's Paula inside going ah, and you hear the sound of water as she like starts dipping a bucket into a barrel and starts splashing water across the counter onto the flaming sphere, which is magical fire, so it's not going to be put out by the water, but it will splash the surrounding area as she screams and tries to put out the flaming sphere in her building. The screams will attract people at some point. You're positive of it.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Just So do I need constant line of sight?
Nope. You can walk away.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll have it start moving, so it'll be more difficult.
Uh-huh. So you like
and then-
roll it back and forth and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then yeah, I'll just take a walk out the back alley here.
Towards the
All right.
library.
I'll stroll out. I've done my part for the party. You guys need to exploit some other businesses.
All right. I will make some rolls after everyone's done all their stuff to figure out if the Paul's Pie Place burns to the ground. We're going to move on to James, who's going to the tailor and the seamstress and try and negotiate between the two of them. Do you have any special techniques to use with tailors and seamstresses?
Once I get there, I realize they're the same person. So, we're doing a tour. Do you want to be on the tour? For tourists?
Well, if it's a tour of the town, aren't the tourists going to come in anyway?
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool.
Yeah, all good.
Sounds great.
Whoa, is that a fire over there across the street?
She shrugs.
Freak. Hope someone deals with it.
Yeah, probably. There's a fire marshal in town. It'll be great.
Oh yeah, that druid. Yeah.
Yeah.
The new druid's the fire marshal.
Great. So you'll bring people by for the tour.
Oh yeah, sure. No
All
worries.
right, cool.
All right.
All right, done.
Which shop should I send them to, or just either?
Why not both?
No, both. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Great. Cool. Moving on. Bryan, Red
Sure.
Rooster. How are you going to get them involved in the tour?
I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna ask him. Do you know what we need? We're having a tour here, and we
Tour,
need
you say?
a tour.
It's dangerous to go in this building alone. You must have a tour guide when you walk in. Otherwise, you could get spooked.
Ooh. But what I'm gonna need from you is one big red rooster to show off to the tour. Do you think?
Don't you see it? Don't you understand? This is the inside of the rooster. The rooster just looks like a building, but in reality, it's a large crimson cock.
What if there was also a smaller rooster, like a small red rooster inside the big red rooster?
Roosterception. It might scare people away if there were two roosters, if there was a rooster inside a rooster. But I guess you don't come to the Red Rooster if you have another choice. This is, after all, the spookiest hotel in town.
What if I brought a rooster?
Yeah, that would be fine.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna go to this. I guess the stables or something, or like a farm
It's
nearby.
farms. Yeah.
Just like try to buy a rooster and then bring
Yeah,
him.
yeah, copper. One copper for a rooster.
All right.
All right. Excellent. You can return to the Red Rooster with a rooster of your own.
Yep.
And there's the proprietor again. Welcome to the Red Rooster, the greatest and spookiest inn in town. How can I help? Oh, it's you again. Yes. So,
There's your
this
rooster.
And what do you want me to do with this rooster? Just leave it here?
You're the rooster expert here. I thought you know what to do.
Why? I don't know why you want the rooster here.
All right, I'm gonna take the rooster back.
What? Wait. Okay. So they scratch their head, confused at what's going on here.
And then
but
I'm gonna shake his hand at that point. The deal's done.
What deal? What deal have we struck, man?
Exactly.
All right. I guess the Red Rooster's on the tour, but you're not getting anything out of it. Moving on to Rob.
Well, I'm bringing my rooster. I'm gonna bring my rooster back to the party.
All right. Well, you'll have a rooster with you when you approach the party after we finish Rob's section. It's your turn to do the library / the temple's library and somehow exploit it to your advantage.
So not knowing that these others don't understand the concept of kickback.
I'm a cleric. Freaking
Kickbacks aren't working at all.
Yes, you're a cleric.
and a paladin. A paladin.
I mean, like the Pope hasn't tried to get kickbacks before. What were those
Well, yeah,
indulgences, please? Thank you very much.
Yeah, but there's a difference. If we're corrupt, the gods will just break Acadia again.
All right.
Your church literally every Sunday passes around a basket and says, "Give us money," or
Yeah, paladin. Yeah, rules of Christian paladins have to do
God
that.
monsters will.
I mean, the church did pioneer the freemium model of businesses, right? Like they've been doing that shit for a long time. Free services, but will just ask you to pay. It's a good business model that has been around for a long time.
Yeah. Is it really freemium if paladins have to tithe or they lose their powers?
Freemium for everyone but paladins is close enough. Good enough to be called freemium with a few edge cases.
Well, without the tithe, then you're still a warrior. It's just that if you want the paladin upgrade, it costs 10%.
Mm-hmm.
That's premium.
Mm-hmm. It really is. Yeah.
Fair enough.
You want the cool mount?
I'm waiting for the cool mount to show up.
Okay, Rob, you've got the church and the library. Let's do it.
So I'll go into the library.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking around.
Shh, says the librarian.
Are there a lot of people in the library?
None. Just you and the librarian.
I'll go up to her. I'll pull out paper and pen, and I'll write on her note, "Is there somewhere we could go to whisper?" And I'll hand it to her.
We can whisper right here. Just keep it down.
Okay. Marcus Mysterio. I'm here setting up the Bergshire ghost tour.
That's fascinating.
We're planning to take them to the temple library. We heard that it was haunted and that there were ghosts, and the clerics there can tell stories about how they used their magical powers to fight the ghosts and the undead.
That would be a lie. That library is run by clerics of knowledge. They're terrible at storytelling. You want to bring them to a place that has a story time for children and adults.
I guess that. Do you have an occult section?
Shh. Of course. In fact, 75% of this library is dedicated to the occult and magic and unusual things.
That's nice. Well, we're planning on bringing in, maybe hundreds, maybe up to 1,000 people a week. And I really, this library looks like I think it's really support what you do here. It seems like a public service. But the temple library is willing to pay us to bring in people because they say it's important and people should be brought to a church. I really wish there were more people coming in here. It's a shame to see the library so underutilized, but we gotta go with the church, right? They're willing to pay us.
If you want your tour to suck, it's a church. Who wants to go in on a church when you're visiting a tour? Especially a church library. And not a good one at that.
Well, yeah, but if they can tell stories about turning undead and ghosts and things like that.
Boring stories. They have a flat affect. It's not a story. It's a history book being read to you by a bored person. Think, no, I don't have it. Never mind. Don't think. Obey.
They are willing to chip in to cover expenses.
Shh. There's people studying.
It's not like you guys have any sort of, public engagement.
Of course we do. We have a story time every day for children. We read to them about how goblins will steal them and eat them if they don't listen to their parents. It's a very popular story time, at least among parents.
So you have funds for public engagement.
Of course, there's a budget for the library. Although, in recent years, it keeps getting slashed because people keep thinking libraries aren't important anymore. Apparently there's this whole, word of mouth thing where people can just learn from each other instead of coming to the library, and so our funding keeps getting cut. But really, this is one of the few public spaces that you can still come and do something in without expected to have to pay something. It's really a national treasure and a service with insurmountable value that is maybe a little hard to see. The things we can offer people, especially people who might not have access to word of mouth, people who might be deaf, people who really don't have anywhere else to go. It's an asset that is underappreciated by the town and under attack by this, focus on changing the way that we distribute funds. Libraries are really. Have you ever heard of the term black gold? It refers to ink. It's a invaluable substance.
Black gold libraries are exactly what I think about.
Mm-hmm.
Here and in nearby towns.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to tell me all this. I absolutely believe in everything you say. It's just, and I'm sure that out of your entire audience, there's a small chance that one other person might get what we're talking about.
I think black gold libraries are too obscure of a reference for everyone else to get. For those of you that aren't in on the know, the black gold system is a research sub-position within the California library system where you can call in and ask them questions and they will research topics for you and get back to you. My mom used to work for black gold library system in Santa Barbara way back in the day. It's actually a real thing. It's not. I'm glad you know what it was though, Rob. I wasn't sure anyone was going to pick up on that at all.
The best jokes are the ones that need to be explained.
The ones that no one else gets. I love it. Okay. All right.
Anyway, we are, like I said, the temple is willing to put up some funds to help with this. Now, we are going to be going to talk to the Lord of these lands later for permitting. I would be happy to talk to him and see if we can get him to increase your budget.
How about this? You bring the two here, and I'll talk to the Lord of the Lands. He comes by for story time every day. And I'll just tell him a story about a brave kobold who signed papers that were handed to him by just signing them without reading them. And he'll sign anything you want. I can get all of your permits signed today and your construction and your permit fees cut down to 0.
That sounds good. That sounds like we could really help each other. I mean, I would much rather bring people here than to.
Sounds great. Yeah, sounds great.
Excellent.
All right. Excellent.
Not sure what I'm gonna do for the next 2 hours, but yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, there's so much left to do. There's so much to do. All right, you can leave the library. We can turn off the library background sounds. If you couldn't hear the library background sounds, that's because they're very quiet, because libraries don't have a lot of background sounds. But I swear to God, we were playing the medieval library track by Tabletop Audio. It was just very quiet page turning occasionally with like a little bit of static. Okay. Great. You have got a couple of stops on this trip so far. You have the Bugberia with a bar. You've got the Tammy's Tailoring and Bannon's Blankets and Banners. You're going to bring people to the library. And the Red Rooster will maybe have something to do with it. I'm not really sure. Brian's gaming is too next level for me to understand, actually.
I brought the Red Rooster, guys. Here's our you guys asked me to get the Red Rooster for the tour. Here we are.
The idea, we can talk to the library, but the idea is they've got an occult section, even if they don't have a ghost, talk about spooky things and books about demon summoning and stuff like that.
That's what Katie needs, more demons.
Be able to tell stories.
Great. Fantastic. And now's the time for me to make some rolls to see what happens to Paula's Pie Post. If it burns down, it'll be replaced by Paula's Pie Palace, by the way. It's a great name. There's already a Paxton's Palace. That's fine. We can have multiple palaces around here. I'm going to pull out my brand new dice that I just bought yesterday, which I haven't gotten a chance to roll with yet.
New dice.
New dice. It has been... I think it's been 10 years since I've bought new dice, maybe more.
You rarely need to get any.
No. Well, you got the Misclicks D6, didn't you?
Yeah, but I didn't buy that. I've been gifted fancy dice. I've been gifted all sorts of cool dice, but I haven't bought dice in ages.
Yeah, show the dice.
All right. Show it.
Well, Neal, just to make it clear, I will ask her if she's going to be getting a lot of papers signed, if she could put in a little bit to help support the tour so it can bring all those people to the library and help rebuild.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't think it's going to show up. I think the lighting is too awkward in this room.
Well, it's far away from the cameras visible, but when it got close.
Yeah, but you're not going to be able to see anything if it's far away. I bring a giant... Oh my god, don't unplug things. Damn it. Giant fucking light over here.
Okay, what papers do we need signed in town?
There we go.
I think the librarian just made a deal.
Yeah, but we can get lots of things signed, it sounds like.
They're all nice in this red with the little black flecks in them, and then the green numbers for the 4, 6, 8, 12, and 20, and the 10 and 100 are these nice. Focus. There we go. These nice blue ones. Ooh. Okay. All right. So,
the fire.
Buck Portstein. You're trying to burn down Paula's Pie Post, one of the most popular places for pie around. In fact,
exploit. We exploit.
Roll a d20. An 11.
Are you saying it's a premier pie patisserie?
A pie patisserie? Where you participate in pie? Or a pastry? A pastaria? I don't know. I don't know what an 11 means on a d20 when you burn down a building. That's like right on the cusp. So I think the building gets damaged by fire and has to close for a couple of weeks for repairs, but stays intact. Paula's Pie Post is particularly... damn it, what's a word that starts with a P that means in trouble? It is particularly perilous per Portstein's
pestering.
Thank you. And with that, let's go to our break. See you guys on the other side. Bye-bye, everyone.